Hello, welcome to Beyond the Scale with Betsy podcast. Today we're going to talk about my journey from going from keto to carnivore. So, how did that happen? Carnivore? How can you only eat meat? What? Like, keto worked for me until it didn't. What does that mean? Well, why did I even go keto to begin with? And there's a different episode where I've talked about where my body was really very clear with me that I needed to cut out carbs. So I did. I cut out carbs. And then I realized that I was eating keto. I didn't even know that at first. I was just like, I'm going to cut out carbs and discovered the whole big, wide world, beautiful, wide world of keto and intermittent fasting and really dove into it. And it really worked well for quite a while. And I lost weight and I was feeling better. And then it wasn't until it didn't. Well, what changed? I had to really get honest with myself. I was starting to slip into old patterns, and there's a lot of keto treats, a lot of sweets. There's sugar-free chocolate, keto treats, keto, like there's a lot of really good stuff, which works for a lot of people. For me, it was triggering old patterns and old habits. And I was finding that I wanted to eat more and was going to more of the unconscious eating. And I needed to make a change. Um, I also stopped eating keto and I went to just eating a lot of carbs. And then I really didn't feel well. So it was like, all right, I got to do something different. So keto works pretty good. And I went back to keto. And then what I found was my body was not feeling really good when I had vegetables. What do I mean by that? I either had a lot of bloat or if I had like a salad, it would go straight through me and I'd be running to the bathroom. And after a bit, you're like, well, this isn't fun. So I wonder, well, if I don't eat it, what happens? And so that's how I started with the carnivore. It wasn't a conscious choice waking up one day going, I'm going to do carnivore. It was, what is my body showing me that I shouldn't be putting in my mouth? And so I really just kind of stopped eating vegetables and then thought, huh. And also I had made the conscious choice to stop with the keto treats because I knew what it was triggering for me. And I wanted more of the keto chocolate. And I was eating the whole whatever. And I was like, well, no wonder I'm not losing any weight. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And in that journey, it's like, oh, wow. Somewhere along the line, I heard about carnivore eating and then realized I'm actually eating like that already. So one of the doctors, Dr. Ken Berry has a great YouTube channel. And I started watching his, and he's an advocate for sure of not eating like the standard American diet, which is filled with sugar and seed oils and all kinds of things that our bodies really have a hard time processing. And I needed to address the insulin resistance that was going on that made it so difficult for me to lose weight. And so low carb, high fat made a lot of sense for me. And so I really dove into learning about carnivore. And I was pretty much eating like that already. So then just watched and it's like, what do I eat? Meat, chicken, eggs, cheese. and things with fat like sour cream, cottage cheese, heavy whipping cream. And do I have anything with sugar in it? Nope, I don't. Do I miss it? Not anymore. Did I miss it at first when yeah, absolutely, because I was a sugar addict for sure. And I always wanted to feed that sugar monster, the carb monster, and that monster's never, ever, ever satisfied. So that's why I made the adjustment from not enjoying the keto treats because they were derailing me and going carnivore. And for me, what happened? Well, I feel great. I have energy. I'm stronger. I have amazing stamina now. I can do things that I could not do. So, how many times a day do I eat? I get that question a lot. It depends, really. I don't have a set formula. And also along the way, I discovered that I was doing intermittent fasting. I didn't know that was a thing either. So I was just doing it naturally. And then it's like, wow, it's 1 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock, and 3 o'clock, and I'm just now eating my first meal. And it's doing it from listening to my body. Some days I have breakfast. Some days I wake up and I'm hungry. And body, do you require food? Yes. Okay, great. Other times I don't. So I don't have a hard, fast rule. I really listen to my body. And that's where the body partnership has been so key for me. I have another episode where I talk about body partnership and questions I ask and how do I do that? And how did I go from completely ignoring my body, overriding everything, to having this beautiful communion and partnership with my body? So all of those things I chose to do. And when I went carnivore, the rest of the weight that my body had been holding on to just like melted off. And it was the easiest thing I have ever done in my life. I don't say that lightly, y'all. I don't say that lightly because it was always such a struggle. And it's like, how could it absolutely be this easy? And the weight just melted off. So my body was showing me, this is what I've been asking for. Like, oh, okay. So the freedom, the strength, the energy, this is what I've been searching for and asking for my entire life. So for me, I don't feel deprived because I have this now, something that was this elusive thing that now is front and center in my life. And I am so, so, so grateful. So, can I be around foods that used to trigger me? Yes, I can. I can be around cookies and cakes and chips. My husband is not following the same program. He eats the standard American diet. It doesn't bother me. I bake for him, I cook for him, and once in a while, am I tempted? Sure. And then it's like, is it worth it? No, it's not. Okay. If I wanted to, I would, but I don't want to. I really honestly don't want to. And again, that's such freedom and peace I'm not tortured. And so for so long in my life, I had been tortured by the deprivation and all of those things. It's gone, you guys. So I'm so grateful for that. So what works for you and your body? Okay. Being honest with myself was huge, huge, of what is working, what isn't working. And for me, it was the next step in what my body was showing me and asking me for. So, what else can I tell you guys? I would say, if you have questions about, and some people are ketovore, they kind of combine both. Others are all keto, others are all carnivore. I've learned a lot about intermittent fasting, which I'll talk about on a different episode. I really dove into it. I wanted to understand the science of our bodies way more than I did, and the metabolic health and all of those things, which again, I will talk about in other episodes. If there's things that I can answer for you, questions you have, please let me know. I would love to answer them. And I would love for you to join my email list, mailing list, Beyond the Scale with Betsy at betsymclaughlin.com. And all kinds of great things are on the horizon. And thank you so much for being here with me. I'm so grateful. Take care for now. Bye.